Suppose you dared to eat 5 of these eggs and got a wife like the one in the thumbnail. Would you do it? Just kidding. Today we're going to explore a unique dish that's a bit scary and very popular in Vietnam. Are you brave enough to try a dish that gives you chills just by looking at it? Today on Eagle Discovery, we're taking you on a journey to explore the balut, a highly unique delicacy from Vietnam that surprises many foreign visitors. But don't worry, we'll face the fear together and savor the amazing taste of this dish. Let's dive in. You're in for a surprise. Introduction to balut in Vietnam. Balut, also known as hot vịt lon, is a signature and familiar dish in Vietnamese cuisine. This dish has become an essential part of Vietnamese culinary culture over the generations. Balut is a fertilized duck egg with a nearly developed embryo, typically incubated for about 17 to 21 days. At this stage, the embryo is almost fully formed but hasn't hatched yet. The egg is boiled and served with Vietnamese coriander, fresh ginger, and seasonings like salt, pepper, lime, and chili vinegar, creating a unique flavor that not everyone dares to try. Balut is not only popular in Vietnam but also cherished in many Eastern countries like China, Cambodia, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian nations. However, the preparation and consumption of balut vary from place to place, contributing to the rich diversity of each country's culinary culture. The incubation process and how to choose a good balut egg. To get a tasty balut egg, the incubation process is the most crucial factor. After being laid, the eggs are incubated for 17 to 21 days. This period is considered optimal for the embryo to develop just enough to create the distinctive flavor of balut. If incubated for too short a time, the embryo doesn't develop enough, resulting in a loss of richness and tenderness in the yolk. Conversely, if incubated for too long, the embryo will develop into a fully formed duckling, making it unsuitable for balut. Selecting a good balut egg is an art. People often check the eggs under a light to inspect them. A good egg will have a small air pocket, a full egg white, and a slightly white speckled shell. When you hold the egg in your hand, it should feel heavy and firm. There's also a simple trick to test the quality. Submerge the egg in water. If it sinks to the bottom, it's fresh and good. If it floats, it may be spoiled or too old. How to prepare delicious balut. Preparing balut may seem simple, but to achieve the best flavor, the cook must pay attention to every small detail during the boiling process. First, the eggs should be washed thoroughly before boiling to remove any impurities on the shell. Then, place the eggs in a pot, cover them with water, add a pinch of salt to prevent the shell from cracking while boiling, and ensure the water level isn't too high so it doesn't dry out as the eggs cook. Start boiling on high heat until the water boils, then reduce to low heat and continue boiling for about 15 minutes. This helps the eggs cook evenly from the outside in without being undercooked. After boiling, the eggs should be eaten while still hot, served with Vietnamese coriander, fresh ginger, and salt pepper or salt-pepper-lime seasoning. The richness of the yolk combined with the aromatic coriander and mild spiciness of ginger creates a dish that, once tried, is hard to forget. One special aspect of balut is that, beyond the traditional boiling method, it can be prepared in various other ways, such as stir-fried with tamarind sauce, dipped in hot pot, or even grilled. Each preparation method offers a unique, rich, and diverse flavor. Variations of balut preparation and consumption across northern, central, and southern Vietnam. Vietnam is a country with a rich culinary culture, and balut is no exception. Each region in Vietnam has its way of preparing and enjoying balut, adding to the diversity of how this dish is eaten. Northern Vietnam. In the north, balut is typically eaten with Vietnamese coriander, finely sliced fresh ginger, and seasonings like salt pepper or chili vinegar. After boiling, the eggs are cracked open and placed in a small bowl, usually containing 1 or 2 eggs. Northerners often pair balut with other dishes like crab noodle soup or porridge to enhance the flavor. Some even enjoy it with wormwood leaves, making it a nutritious and unique dish. Central Vietnam. People in central Vietnam enjoy balut similarly to those in the north, but prefer to eat the eggs while they're still hot. Balut is served with Vietnamese coriander and ginger, but Central Vietnamese often dip it in salt pepper mixed with a bit of lime or kumquat juice, adding a slight sourness to balance the richness of the yolk. Southern Vietnam. In the south, the way of eating balut is somewhat different. Southerners usually eat balut directly from the shell, cracking open just a small part to scoop out the egg with a spoon. The broth inside the egg is often sipped before or after eating, preserving its warmth and fresh flavor. Southerners also like to eat balut with salt, pepper, lime seasoning and Vietnamese coriander, but they often add a bit of sugar to the seasoning to enhance the sweetness and mellow the saltiness. Additionally, in the South, there's a similar dish called trung vịt dua, which refers to an almost spoiled egg. This dish has a distinctive flavor, appealing to those who enjoy exploring unusual foods. Foreign tourists' impressions when tasting balut in Vietnam. For foreign tourists, balut is a culinary experience that is not only challenging, but also leaves a lasting impression. Many visitors, when first introduced to this dish, are often surprised and somewhat frightened. The idea of eating a partially developed duck embryo, complete with features, gives many people the creeps. However, for those brave enough to try it, balut offers a unique and unforgettable experience. The flavor of balut is unlike any other dish, combining the richness of the yolk, the refreshing broth, and the slight spiciness of chili with the tanginess of lime. For many tourists, eating balut isn't just a culinary challenge, it's a cultural adventure that allows them to understand more about Vietnamese customs, traditions, and ways of life. Many tourists have shared their experiences on social media and personal blogs, documenting their emotions from surprise and fear to enjoyment when eating balut. Some even recorded videos to share with friends and family, considering it a personal achievement in their culinary journey. How balut is eaten in China and South Korea. Balut is not only popular in Vietnam but also in many other Asian countries, including China and South Korea. Each country has its way of enjoying it, adding to the dish's richness and diversity. China. In China, balut is commonly sold by street vendors, especially in big cities. The way the Chinese eat balut is similar to how it's eaten in northern Vietnam. Crack open the shell, place it in a bowl, and eat with various herbs and spices. However, the Chinese often add more vegetables and spices, such as fried onions and fragrant herbs, to create a distinct flavor characteristic of Chinese cuisine. South Korea. In South Korea, balut is considered a scary dish and is not widely distributed. It's only sold in stores catering to foreigners, mainly for Southeast Asians, and a few elderly Koreans who consider it a nutritious dish. However, some Koreans who visit Vietnam are brave enough to try balut, viewing it as a way to experience Vietnamese culture and cuisine. They usually eat balut with seasonings like salt, pepper, lime, chili vinegar, and Vietnamese coriander, creating a flavor that's both familiar and new. The health benefits of eating balut. Balut is not only a delicious dish but also offers many health benefits. According to traditional medicine, balut helps nourish the yin, enrich the blood, enhance memory, and promote rapid body development. When combined with Vietnamese coriander and fresh ginger, it also becomes a remedy for stomach pain, improves vision, stimulates digestion, and strengthens heart health. Modern medicine indicates that balut is rich in nutrients like protein, phosphorus, calcium, and vitamins A, B1, and C, which are beneficial for health. However, experts recommend not consuming too much balut daily to avoid the risk of increasing bad cholesterol in the blood, leading to heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. What is the best time of day to eat balut? The best time to eat balut is in the morning. According to the Institute of Clinical Nutrition, morning is when the body can best absorb and digest the nutrients in balut. Eating balut in the morning not only provides energy for the day, but also helps the body develop healthily. Conversely, eating balut in the evening can cause bloating, indigestion, and affect sleep. This is because, at night, the body's metabolism slows down, making it harder to digest balut. Therefore, to fully enjoy the taste and benefits of balut, it's best to consume it in the morning. Who should avoid eating balut? While balut is nutritious and tasty, it's not suitable for everyone. Certain individuals should limit or avoid eating balut to protect their health. Kidney disease patients. People with kidney disease often struggle with metabolism and eliminating toxins. Eating balut can increase urea levels in the body, causing kidney damage and increasing the risk of urinary tract infections. Patients with fatty liver or cardiovascular disease. Balut is high in nutrients but can strain the liver and increase the risk of atherosclerosis, leading to heart attacks and strokes. Therefore, individuals with these conditions should avoid or limit their consumption of balut. Gout patients. Balut is rich in protein, which can raise blood protein levels, exacerbating gout symptoms. Children under 5 years old. Young children's digestive systems are not fully developed, and eating balut can cause bloating, indigestion, or even diarrhea. Therefore, children under 5 should avoid this dish. People with high blood pressure. Balut is high in protein and cholesterol, which can raise blood pressure and cause dangerous complications for those with hypertension. Balut in the context of contemporary cuisine. Today, as the world becomes increasingly globalized, balut is no longer confined to the small streets of Vietnam. This dish has crossed national borders, becoming part of international culinary culture. In Asian restaurants abroad, particularly in major cities like New York, Los Angeles, or London, balut has started appearing on menus as a unique dish for adventurous diners. The appearance of balut in international cuisine has sparked an interesting debate about cultural exchange and the acceptance of different culinary values. Many Westerners still find the idea of eating a duck embryo hard to accept, but others see it as an opportunity to broaden their horizons and experience something new and unknown. There's no denying that balut has become a symbol of Vietnamese street food, representing the uniqueness and difference in how Vietnamese people view and appreciate natural resources. This dish is not just part of everyday life. It's also a cultural heritage, a testament to human creativity and adaptability in all circumstances. A memorable cultural journey. Balut, with all its peculiarity and eccentricity, has been, is, and will continue to be one of the most unique dishes in Vietnamese cuisine. For foreigners, tasting balut may be a significant challenge, but it's also an opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of Vietnamese culture and people. Each egg doesn't just contain a duck embryo. It's a story about life, tradition, and how people connect through meals. In today's world where cultural exchange is becoming more common, balut is no longer just a Vietnamese dish. It has become a symbol of the diversity and richness of global cuisine. For those who have tried this dish, whether their initial emotions were fear or surprise, in the end it will always be a memorable experience. A fascinating story they will share with friends and family whenever Vietnam is mentioned. So, we've explored balut together, from initial fears to the unforgettable unique taste. If you're intrigued and want to challenge yourself with even more unique dishes, hit the subscribe button on Eagle Discovery so you won't miss any upcoming exciting videos. Don't forget to share your thoughts about balut in the comments below. See you on the next strange culinary adventure.